But yeah, dude, I appreciate you coming out here.
Yeah, no, this is great. I mean, anything that we can get the word out there,
Yeah, so
we're down for it.
I saw it a couple years ago. I've only been up here just over 2.5 years, and y'all were doing it downtown here. Was that where it was before?
So this is our 4th year in Sacketts.
4th year in Sacketts. How long have you been doing it all
8
together?
years.
8 years. So what is it exactly? I mean, I haven't made it to one yet.
So honestly, it's a big music fest.
Yeah,
Music fest that we kind of grew into this brewery fest for a while. Kind of music took over. Our first year, I think we had Glorious Sons, which I don't know if you know them now or. They're nationally known. They're big.
Really?
We got them right before they blew up. They're a Canadian rock band.
Ah, Canadian band.
Yeah, but they're huge in the States now. And then our second year, we did Rusted Root. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember them, kind of 90s.
I've heard that name before.
We did Eve 6 the third year.
I know that name.
Yeah. And then we kind of regrouped after Eve 6. Lost our butt on that one.
Really?
And we're like, all right, people are showing up for the beer.
Yeah.
Let's settle this down a little bit.
So that's a cool thing because back home in Charlotte, dude, in North Carolina, they're really pushing breweries out. You know what I mean? Like everybody's got their own little brewery, and they have festivals like that.
It got big for a long time, and you're starting to see you really got to be on top of your game in the breweries business now. So we always had breweries involved.
Yeah.
And then probably by the 4th year, we really started. I mean, by the 4th year, I think we had close to 50, 55 breweries that came for all the samplings. We had great bands. We still had national bands, just kind of more. We kind of focus on the up and coming bands, the ones that are just about to break out. We've picked up quite a few that made it pretty big afterwards. So that's what we kind of focused on. We outgrew the space that we were in, so. We were like, all right, let's start looking for a new home.
Now, where are these breweries? Like, are they just local?
Most are New York State. No, they come from all over New York State.
Okay.
We've got some from Buffalo, as far as Buffalo, Albany, some from Vermont as well. We try to stay as local to New York as possible.
That's really cool.
But, we get some bigger name brand, like New Belgium and stuff always wants to come in.
Okay.
And they'll come in and sponsor some stuff, so.
I had my buddy Josh Cox. He was here. He actually did an episode with us.
No, he's great.
And he's going to be out there, right?
Yeah. Josh Cox and the Rattlesnakes will be out there this year. They played last year too. Those guys, they hit it. Yeah. They hit their stride and they're from day one. They just they took off, which is great.
Yeah.
They've got a great band. I mean, it's the who's of who's played locally.
Right.
And they just kind of put them all together.
Yeah.
And who the hell knew, Josh Cox had a voice like he did.
That's what I was skeptical of the first time when I heard about what we're going to see. I was like, man, I don't know about, a New Yorker trying to sing some country music.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to sound.
And the thing is, it's nice because he doesn't try to fake it.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. It was really genuine, and he had his own little thing with it.
Yeah, it's nice. And I'm looking forward to it. He says he's got some originals that they're trying to work on.
He sends me a couple every once in a while to just judge or whatever. And I'm like, dude, you can write really well. Like, your songs are good. Like,
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Hopefully he breaks some out at
Brew
York. So.
Yeah. They're really trying to get some. He said he was trying to get a couple on the radio before.
Nice.
I don't know about for that. What date is that?
So it's Saturday, August 24th this year. We're always the weekend right before Labor Day.
Ah. Yeah.
So. And that's in Sacketts Harbor, right on the polo fields, right in the barracks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So where the 1812 shootout is, lacrosse tournament, it's that huge field. We got the backdrop of the water. It's just gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous out there.
Yeah, I might have to check it out.
And we can grow as big as we want out there. The footprint is just massive.
So who else is going to be out there this year?
We've got 16 bands this year. So I mean, we've grown this thing. We got 2 stages, 2 full professional stages that go up, and it's just continuous music throughout the day. Gates open at 11 o'clock. Start the music about 11:30. We've got. It's a great. We pulled kind of from the whole region of New York. Like the who's of Rochester. We got Sophista Funk coming out. They're known, Guy Fieri's like favorite band. They flew out to California and opened up a couple of his restaurants and stuff with him playing.
Yeah.
So, they're awesome, man. They're kind of this funk hip hop live instrumental band.
Oh, wow. That sounds fun.
The bigger ones, we've got Annie in the Water, which is kind of known around here.
Mm-hmm.
They've kind of moved around. They play all over the East Coast and in Colorado. Great jam band kind of feel. We've got Sydney Irvin and the Mojos. She's blowing up right now. She just announced she's been back and forth to Nashville, and I can finally say it. We've known for a little bit, but like she's releasing the first recorded version of like a rendition of Dolly Parton's Jolene.
I wanted to ask you, how did this get started?
It got started as a block party. I was running Maggie's at the time.
Mm-hmm.
There just wasn't anything going on in Watertown. There was nothing. For some reason, it used to be a great music scene in Watertown. There was some nightlife, there was some things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, it just felt so stagnant in Watertown. So I wanted to start a block party, and hopefully, other parts of the community would follow suit. And that's what we did. It was called Black River Block Party when we first started. So it was myself. It was myself. I pulled together basically all the community, all the groups in the community, the Arts Council, this council, that council.
Okay.
And we all got together, met up. And it was just kind of this free for all and way too many ideas. And I walked out of there. I'm like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
And my partner in it, somehow he showed up to it. He really had nothing to do with anything besides, a regular at Maggie's. Mm-hmm. So he kind of heard about it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him down at the bar afterwards, and I look at him, I'm like, this just way too many people talking. I'm like, you want to do this with me? And that's how it started, man. And he's like, all right. And honestly, it was just throwing a party.
Yeah. So how'd the first one go?
First one was great. We already had a big following at Maggie's. I mean, Maggie's was the place to be back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely helped. I mean, we pulled from that crowd. First one went absolutely amazing, and the second one did, and even the third one did. And it just grew and grew and grew. We outgrew the space here in town, like I said, and then we went out to Sacketts. COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
We had to skip a year, so we really started over when we got to Sacketts. So this will be our fourth year in Sacketts. And it's just grown. It's just grown into this monster that used to be fun. now it's a job.
Now it's a job.
It was kind of like, all right, let's throw a party. Now it's, holy crap.
Yeah. And
we got a lot of stuff to do.
Which is, last year when I was hearing about it, I'm thinking this is probably the biggest thing. I mean, the way that it comes off, the way I looked at it through your advertisement and everything, it looked like, I'm like, dang, I'm missing out on
I mean, we try every year. We're always adding to it. We're always trying to do something a little bit different. And that's just, it's just giving the community something to do that's fun. And it's just kind of grown into what it is. It's, it is probably one of the largest, festivals in Northern New York.
So you're a local guy, right?
I am. I'm born and raised here. I've moved a couple times, but always find myself back here.
Back here. So. Yeah, dude. This is a really cool area. I'm getting to know it pretty good. And that's what this whole thing is about, pretty much. I'm like, look, I found out that the guy from the Lord of the Rings was from here, and I was like, dude, I'm going to start a podcast and ask the whole world or the whole area, like, what else am I missing? You know what I mean? Right. So I made a post about it on Facebook, and the people were like, yeah, I know him, blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, guess who else is from the area? This Tom Cruise is from Syracuse, or I'm like, what the heck?
There's quite a few from Syracuse.
Well, there's a lot.
You got Post Malone. He was living in Syracuse for a while.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they just announced he's coming home this September, right?
Really?
Syracuse playing.
I like Post Malone a lot because he plays some music and then he raps. And
he's got his country album coming out too.
Country album. I like a little, and my theme music for this is country hip hop. So
yeah,
that's how I found it.
Nice. We just did like a country hip hop that came up. Cowboy Killer.
Cowboy Killer. That sounds familiar too.
We had him down at Garland City. So we also do we also do a singer songwriter
Really?
showcase throughout the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
So like once a month we pick a place in a charity to raise funds for and bring up, singer songwriters, usually like one from out of the state and then a couple local ones. It's kind of round robin deal. It's fun.
Yeah. So what is that? What is that called? I mean, what's that organization?
That one's through, so it's through Brew York and also Hold Down Upstate. We kind of partner up on that, and we put the series together. It's called Singer Songwriter for Charity.
What is the Hold Down Upstate? I've seen that.
So Hold Down Upstate is a good friend of mine, Mikkel Murick.
Mm-hmm.
He's also on Tunes. He's got a radio show on Tunes as well.
That's what I thought.
He does the local legends.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he started that years ago. I first met him at Maggie's. He moved up here from Ithaca. 14 years ago now? 13 years ago now?
Mm-hmm.
He started this organization that was just kind of bringing community together through hip hop. He's also a hip hop artist.
Really?
His middle name Quince.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So middle name Quince.
Yeah.
He's at Brew York as well this year with his new band. So he does live instrumental hip hop.
Yeah, I know. I've actually follow him on, I think, Facebook, and because I'm friends with Jen Coleman, and I've been on their radio station. I've never been on his show or whatever, but yeah, I like what they're doing over there because I mean, really, I like hip hop. You know what I mean? I'm country, hip hop, rock, but most of the time I'm listening to some hip hop, and there's not really many hip hop stations up here.
No, they mix it up quite a bit.
They mix it up.
They do.
I catch it on there every once in a while. But,
he puts a lot onto his local legends. He's got like an hour on Fridays, I believe, 7 to 8 local legends that he plays all local, from Rochester, Syracuse, upstate.
You just put me on to something that
No, it's good. It's good what he's doing too, and he brings people up on Thursdays for the local legends.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do a little thing over at Paddock Club. They do like an hour of singing or whatever.
So you got the band. Is there any other activities and stuff that goes on?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's other stuff. There's shopping. There's a bunch of vendors. We're kind of choosy with our vendors, so they're kind of different. They're not all the same. It's kind of a shopping center. This year we added a lounge area in the back under a 40 by 60 tent with lounge furniture, bar, foosball, or not foosball, but ping pong, pool. Different activities. We've got a huge cornhole tournament that goes on during the day. Then we got some cornhole.
Oh man, yeah.
There might be some volleyball, a couple volleyball courts going on.
Really?
Just something else to do. We've got some hammock areas and stuff. Kind of last out. It's a long day. It's 12 hours.
Goodness gracious!
It's 12 hours.
Yeah, you have too many brews. You take a nap. Wait, them snakes playing.
Yeah. And speaking of which, too many brews. We do have shuttle services too. So shuttle services all day through Hale Transportation. They bring shuttles in, and they pick up at Stateway Plaza and drop off there in JBY's parking lot. So I mean, you can get rides from town inside into Sacketts and home all day, all night. We got some hotel deals right there at Stateway at
I saw that on the
Hilton Garden Inn and Comfort Inn. So
you expect a lot of out of towners to come, or
quite a bit do. We're starting to see where Syracuse comes. We get people up from Pennsylvania, Binghamton. We got people from Hudson coming up. Buffalo area, Rochester area. So the word's getting out there finally.
Yeah, yeah, bro. And it's you called it homegrown this year, right?
This year we kind of went with a homegrown style. We picked kind of the best of what we thought in New York. There's a couple bands from out of town. We've got one from PA and one from Canada, which they're hometown enough. They're right there.
Yeah, and which is weird for me. I'm like, yeah, they are literally right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's 20 minutes away.
Yeah, it's crazy. With the brewery thing, that's kind of neat. I know of 1812 in Garland City.
Yeah, Boots right across on the square here.
Yeah.
Cape Vincent Brewery, You've got Woodbow Brewery out in Clayton.
Yeah, okay, I've heard of them too. What about food? Who do you got coming out there for food?
So this year we've got 6 food trucks coming out. We've got barbecue, we got tacos. So it's good eating barbecue. We've got Taco Joy. We've got the Whistle Wagon, which is kind of pit barbecue and American burgers, stuff like that.
Sounds good.
NY Pizza. And then you got, we've got the kids zone as well.
Oh, so there's, I was, one thing I was going to
Yeah,
ask.
it's all ages.
I felt like maybe I shouldn't, but.
You know what? It seems like, a brew fest or whatever, but
yeah,
it's families come out. I mean, it's an all day thing. So it's families come out, they get to enjoy it. There's, full kids zone, bounce house. It was big, this year, I think we got a massive bounce house slide and then an obstacle course, big obstacle course as well. Some face painting stuff for them. That runs all day. Sometimes people bring their kids during the day, drop them off at mom's, and come back and enjoy the night.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. That makes sense. That's what I would do.
All right.
No, but it seems like you really put together like a really cool thing, and whatever you can think to make it cool, you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we just try. We try to add on. We try to visit other fests as well, and kind of take what we like from other ones. And
oh, what a freaking job that is!
Right.
Yeah, I gotta go visit a festival just for education.
Yeah.
Reasons.
Sorry, man. It's just work.
Yeah, it's just work.
Business.
I love it, dude. That's awesome.
So I've always been in the hospitality industry. I've been in the restaurant industry since I was,
So you graduated from Watertown?
General Brown.
And
yep.
You go to school or anything after that?
I went to CIA, Culinary Institute of America.
Oh, I was about to say, what?
No. Yeah.
I worked for the CIA.
I know, not the cool CIA.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun. It was still pretty cool. But,
yeah.
It was the Culinary Institute of America. I got my degree from there. I've always been kind of back of the house. When I got out, I hopped right into kind of management. They threw me front of the house. So
where was that job at right after that? CIA.
It was actually Maggie's.
Really?
Yeah. I opened it up with them. The first is 2010. 2010 they opened.
And how long were you there?
At Maggie's?
Yeah.
So I was there for about 2 years. I left. I went corporate. I did Ruby Tuesdays for about 3 years. Then I went back to Maggie's for about 6 or 7 years.
And what do you do full time now?
I don't do anything full time right now. Last little over 2 years now, I've just been dealing with health issues that I've been going through.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I haven't been able to do full time. I'll do side gigs. I was bartending here and there, helping out a couple of restaurants, doing different things, cooking specials, doing some catering on my own, just to pass the time. I've got something in the works right now that I will be doing, through the summer, but that was kind of put to a halt. I got sick there for about a month and a half. I'm getting back on my feet now, so that should be coming up hopefully within the next few weeks.
Well, you look good and sound good.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
So I can't complain.
That stuff's rest.
Yeah. It's been a ride for sure.
Heck yeah, bro. Well, look, I'm glad you're here for sure.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
But yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, man, what did he do before he invented the craziest freaking festival in New York?
Yeah, and I was always in hospitality, so I was throwing parties. I did a lot of catering. I did, I ran restaurants. Maggie's at one point was the place.
Yeah.
We'd have 600-700 people throughout that whole building when we first opened. I mean, there was a nightclub on the 3rd floor.
Really?
Live entertainment on the 2nd floor. Sports bar kind of thing on the 1st floor. And I mean, that whole building would just be
swaying.
Yeah. Friday, Saturday night.
I heard somebody else bought it.
Yeah, it just got taken over again. Just switched owners. I think Tom Scozafava, 1812.
1812. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully, it turns around and
you're swaying again.
It's a nice spot. It
really is.
A lot of memories there, for sure.
I like the little, because it's right there on the river. I mean, that's For me, it's like
It's the only place.
in
Yeah, it's
town,
awesome.
right? Like,
Awesome spot.
because I was living around Lake Norman in North Carolina before I came up here, and me and my wife would go out to dinner, and we're like, we're going to go somewhere that's on the water. You know? So we would hit up any restaurant we went to is on the water, and
Yeah.
you know,
So that's what people want to do, especially like summertime here. Like Watertown just floods to Sacketts, Clayton, Alex Bay. But Maggie's was the place that kind of stayed busy because you felt like you were on the water.
right,
You
right.
could hang out, see the water. It was nice. So.
Yeah, it's really cool. Well, dude, we're gonna wrap this up, but you got any sponsors or anything you want to shout out?
I do. I mean, we've got quite a few sponsors. Our big ones. It's presented by Davison Auto.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. We did get the Cabrera family in there. We got Harley
Yeah,
and Power Sports. They're the great sponsor with us. We got Watertown Savings Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Hale Transportation is another big presenting sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Burnell Abstract. There's quite a few to name.
Oh yeah,
Those are the big ones that have been through years with us. So.
Well, that's awesome. And dude, like I said, I appreciate you coming out here and doing this thing with me, because my whole thing is I'm trying to figure out what's going on. It's called What's Happening with Carolina Chuck. It's the name of the show.
Yeah.
But really the theme of it is me finding out what's going on in the area, like I said. And
there's a lot of stuff to do. I mean, as long as and honestly, driving within an hour, you can get so many great places. Between the Adirondacks.
I've found so much stuff going on right here. Like this whole thing, like, everybody I sit down and talk to, I found out a bunch of new stuff. Like I had the red and black coach on. I just found out about lacrosse, like, all this crazy stuff about lacrosse, and the Tesla Cybertruck guy. Like, it's just a bunch of stuff. I talked to Sean Massey. He was telling me a little bit about the history of the area and some cool stuff. I mean, a lot of cool stuff going on. But this is one of the ones I've been like, I gotta talk to this guy.
Yeah, definitely. Come check it out this year. It's really a great time. Anybody that goes always comes back.
Yeah. No, it sounds like, there's no way it couldn't be, but I'm gonna have to come check it out.
Yeah. So, get those tickets.
Yeah.
It's on Eventbrite. You can go to our Facebook page, Brew York Festival, hit that event. It's all there, or brew-york.com. All our ticket information's on there as well.
All the tickets. Okay, cool. We'll have to put something on there and link it up. But look, I appreciate it.
Yeah. No. Thanks.
Yes, sir.